Yeah. Wake up with coffee and sports. Sunrise glow, listen coast to coast. A flow like you know.
Offensively, who made them? Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
Sideline to sideline with plays to show. This network's got the spark.
When you put up 300 yards rushing against someone, that you got your butt whooped.
I feel like I would have liked to see Oregon Ohio State in the semis, not the quarters. So I think some reseeding is probably where I would change. But
they're out of their mind. They're going to do this 3 quarterbacks in a row.
Here's the crazy.
I just can't take it.
First deep flying high, fans cheering loud, and one podcast moving through the crowd. Needy boys brawling, no holds barred out. This wire life never in doubt. Tune into the vibe.
That's my bold prediction for the show. Devin Booker in the next 3 years, he will be a Houston Rocket.
Because I still think Seth is still at the top of his game. I do. I think he's right there. Who knows? Maybe not this year, but one time soon. Why wouldn't we potentially see Seth and Roman?
Tune in the vibe. Morning Reds, good setters. Got me on the mic now, let's spill the tea. Talking courtside dreams from history. Legends on the blacktop now and then. From Will to Steph, we hit it again. Better chimes in, let's go deep. Young bloods rising, can't skip a beat. Puppy prospects with fire in their eyes. Draft night suckers and hoop dream highs. Wire to wire, bring the heat. Podcast magic can't be beat. Do better, but roll better. We're hoop heads, trendsetters.
What's poppin', y'all? It is your boy, Gardy 3, and welcome to the And One podcast. Today we're going to be doing a watch-along and reacting to Hawks versus Knicks. Joining a little late, but that's all right. I have a very special guest today, too, so should be on at any moment. But, I come in, Knicks are up 4. OG Anunoby's off to a great start today. So let's see how what the Knicks have in store here the Hawks have in store to try to slow down OG. They can't ask for much more than what he's given you. But yeah, welcome anybody just tuning in for the first time. I think everyone's gonna be having fun watching the game. If you want to come in, hang out, talk hoops or talk the game or talk whatever you want, that's okay. All right. Here we go. Gay's got to hit that. Hey, what's good, Kyle?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Just watching Mo Gay brick another jumper. He's got to at least knock down those corner threes if the Hawks want to have a chance in this one.
Right. I agree with that.
Ooh, nice little give and go right there. How's it going, Kyle?
Going good. I'm interested to see kind of how this game plays out because I think Atlanta was definitely feeling themselves when they had the 2-1 lead, and it seems like since then the Knicks have clearly kind of taken over, and I don't know. It's kind of, I guess, interesting, like I said, to see where this somewhat young Hawks team kind of responds in a do or die situation.
No, absolutely. Hey, plus this is a little scouting for you. See who you're getting in the next round.
I mean, the Knicks and the Celtics know each other very well. I thought the Hawks would have been interesting in that. Once again, I keep saying interesting, but like the Hawks are just a I guess you kind of file them under another one of those Eastern Conference teams that, like, if you wanted to say that they were up and coming, I wouldn't argue with you. But it's also a situation where, is this something sustainable for them?
Hey, I think it is, especially since they have the Pelicans pick in the draft now. So it's this core, plus they're most likely going to add a top 3 pick this year.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, as long as they pick the right person, because, we've seen the Hawks pull out some doozies in the draft before.
All right, call it jump ball? Jump ball? Thank you.
But I mean, you look at it now, it's like the Knicks have a 10-point lead, and they're feeling very comfortable going against this Hawks defense. The Hawks have to do something. Like, Cat's over here, like, trying to bully them.
What the? Yeah, no, I would love to see like a Darren Peterson on the Hawks. I think they definitely need a guard. They need a guard that can kind of try to settle everything down.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like I said, in fact, I would argue that might be the top of their wish list. Granted, if you get the first pick, I'm sure they'll get either AJ or Boozer. But yes, if you're the Hawks, Peterson's got to look very tempting.
Yeah. I might be crazy to say this, but it's like they're down 10 already. A little under 5 to go in the first. Like, these 5 minutes here could basically be the game right now.
Yeah, and CJ McCollum's on the bench.
Yeah.
Good finish by Brunson.
What do you make of Kuminga on the Hawks?
It's been interesting. I think it gives them another like physical wing that can give you a little bit of scoring juice.
It seems like he's, finally in a situation where I guess he understands, like, he'll actually have a legit role. He'll have legit minutes each night. That had to be the most frustrating part about being in Golden State. Like, yeah, he's young, he's, I guess, inexperienced or whatever, but he knew that on that team that was aging, that he could have probably have done something to help. And, for whatever reason, he and Kerr just could not see eye to eye.
Oh, goodness. I'd say he just didn't really fit what Golden State wanted to do. But, JB with the defense. All right. Like, an offense full of motion movement shooting is not what Jonathan Kuminga is going to thrive in.
Also makes you wonder, then, why draft him?
Yeah, no. Hey, Kuminga and Wiseman were going to take over the league.
I guess the Wiseman one was definitely just reaching for a need. Like, everybody's like, hey, Golden State, you need a big. He was a big. They took a big. But obviously, as we've seen, Wiseman hasn't been able to stick anywhere. He hasn't shown really any promise or anything like that. And I don't know. To me, it's like in a couple of years, he'll probably be the big three. And we'll be like, oh, that's what he's been up to.
I was going to say, a center for Golden State never just really made sense in the first place. Like, I get why people are pushing for it, but that was a system and team that just minimized centers to such an extent. I don't think it really ever made sense to pick Wiseman. Like they were at their best with guys like Bogut and Varejao, like just high IQ, smart journeymen who can pass out of the short roll and make the right play, and asking Wiseman to come in and just kind of do things that in a system where you're used to these like 10-year vets doing stuff, it's just probably not going to work out the way you think it will.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So getting a pick and roll big man to play in a system where they literally just really will run anything but pick and roll is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, hey, you know exactly what's going to happen if the Knicks win. Get ready for those "We Want Boston" chants. You ready for that? Ready for that?
I mean, look, Knicks fans have this wild obsession with obviously the Celtics, especially after last year. I keep saying it's great that you beat the Celtics last year. Good for you. What did you do with that? You turned around and lost to the Pacers, which that Pacers team was good. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like, why, as a Celtics fan, like, why am I supposed to care that you beat us last year? Because you're still a franchise searching for a title. Haven't had one since, 73. You still think you're this mecca of basketball. You feel like every free agent wants to come to New York because why wouldn't you want to play under the bright lights of Madison Square Garden? That hasn't really formulated into much because probably the biggest. I mean, look at all those years that they swung and missed on all the big name free agents. You know, they got Jalen Brunson. Good for them. I feel like they've kind of overrated him a bit, but look, he's a good player. I look at this Knicks team and I just can't see them once again doing anything worthwhile.
Well, I'd say, hey, you know what? If they beat the Celtics again, that'll be good enough. That'll be their championship.
Well, great. Then, they can hang that from the Madison
Hey.
Square Garden rafters that they beat the Celtics twice. Great. But I do have a question for you. In terms of like deep playoff run, which I guess could mean maybe just making the finals, not necessarily winning a title. Who needs one more, Mitchell or Brunson?
I feel like the answer is Mitchell. At least I could say Brunson's made a couple conference finals. Like, I can't really say the same as OG off. But I really can't say the same about Mitchell. Like, I think OG's feeling it. But no, I'd say it. At least I think Mitchell for sure. Even a trip to the conference finals would help him out a ton.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can see that. Mitchell. I think the conversations have died down a little bit, but I mean, there was one point where a lot of people thought of Donovan Mitchell as, I don't know, maybe top 10, but like maybe a top 15 type of guy. And my whole thing is, Congo's got to hold on to the ball there, but for him, it's like he had those years in Utah where they had some pretty good teams and they flamed out. Now he's had pretty good teams in Cleveland. They faded out, and it's just like at one point, does he get it done? Because you feel like the Cleveland Cavs as a roster, they're probably talented enough to do it. It's just that they've run into certain roadblocks.
Oh, yeah, Knicks just want this thing to be over quick.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah, the Hawks were not ready for this. I mean, Spike Lee trash talking.
Well, I'll say, hey, you know what? All you guys got to do is finish off the Sixers, then you can get New York. It looks like. What in the what? Knicks just absolutely walking the Hawks right now.
Yeah. Oh, my camera is acting weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. It keeps like disconnecting, but I think I'm good now. Yeah. So, look, the Knicks are. I mean, the Knicks came into this as the better team. They're proving they are the better team. And as I was, I guess, alluding to earlier with the Hawks, I feel like this was a stepping stone season. They move off of Trey Young. They've kind of signaled to everybody like this is now Jalen Johnson's team. So now it's what do they do to support Jalen Johnson going forward? What's up, Pavel? Go Raptors and Lakers. Well, Lakers fans are a little uneasy. I feel like they'll be fine though. I'm going to put my hand up. I'm surprised at the Raptors. I don't think a lot about the Cavs, but yeah, the Raptors have definitely shown me something.
Look, I want the Raptors to move on. We are on the cusp of the funniest Eastern, Conference semis matchup of all time with Magic versus Raptors. It might be the first series where no game breaks 100.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, shout out to like the Raptors especially. Like they kind of know who they are. Like they aren't trying to score 130, 120. Like they're going to rough you up defensively. They'll, hit a couple mid-range, get to the line, but I think against a team like Cleveland that's dealing with a lot of pressure, that works. Yeah, I mean this.
Now, what did CJ think was going to happen there?
Crazy that on your home floor, you're pressing basically already in the first quarter because, like you said, CJ was going in there amongst the trees and really thought he was going to float a little soft shot over Mitchell Robinson, who's I think he banged knees probably.
Oof.
Let's see.
Okonwu accidentally put that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that just sums up how this night's going for Atlanta. But
They showed the
that's
replay, and it's like I didn't really see much there with Robinson.
I'll have to keep an eye on that because obviously for the next round, Mitchell Robinson's got to be a huge piece.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle, we got two more games tonight.
Yep.
Both two series that could possibly end. I'm going to ask you one simple question: does the series end tonight? Celtics Sixers. Do the Celtics end the series tonight?
I think so. Yes. I mean, I picked Celtics in 6 before. I'm gonna stick with this, so I say yes, they do.
Now, CJ, what could you possibly think was the end game there?
CJ's just trying to, I guess, make something happen, but it's like you're down 23. It's the first quarter. You don't need to get it all back right now. Hawks need to first show that they can defend the Knicks at any level. Because right now the Knicks are basically getting whatever they want, and even if they're missing shots, they're kind of dominating on the offensive board. Hawks need to stop that first, and then worry about scoring on your own end. But the other game tonight is Nuggets Wolves.
Yep, and Nuggets Wolves would be the other one.
I don't know where Nikhil was going on that one. He just left Bridges wide open in the lane. Nuggets Wolves.
I
I
think
feel like the Nuggets win tonight.
No, that's fair. I just don't see where their offense is coming from with
Yep.
and Dante out.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part.
Well, after one, Knicks a lot, Hawks not a lot.
I appreciate that. BKL Sport Entertainment. Shout out from South Bronx. Okay.
I was gonna say welcome. I haven't seen any comments pop up, so
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I can bring them up for you.
okay, okay. Yeah, I thought at least I thought the Hawks would be ready, but they just been absolutely shell shocked to start this one.
Yeah. Like you felt like the Hawks opportunity would have been, use the crowd, play kind of a tempo type of style, get Jalen Johnson out in the front court, see if he can kind of create on his own before the Knicks defense gets set up, and they are just playing. They're like a step slower than the Knicks, which can't happen, number one, on your home floor and in an elimination game. But maybe this is part of the learning experience for this team. At least that's what Quinn Snyder and the front office have to hope.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think in the offseason they're just gonna have to find somebody that can kind of help create and set the table for Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
Obviously they have CJ there, but CJ's not a long term answer at that position. So
Right. Yeah.
like I said, it's like so that's the great part about having the Pelicans, the best of the Pelicans Bucks. They should be in a position to at least get someone like Peterson or Acuff if they want to go that route.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, with this group, you basically need CJ to be almost your highest scorer, which I don't think is the best version of the Hawks with this. I think perfect scenario, CJ would actually probably be like a 6-man type who comes in, just get you buckets, and that's kind of his role. But with this group, especially on nights if Jalen Johnson doesn't necessarily have it, like CJ has to be the guy to pick up the slack.
Say Jalen Johnson's gotta make sure to get in that bag, work on that isolation game in the offseason too.
Yeah, because I was just about to say that. I think that's something that maybe national audience is noticing that. Yes, Jalen Johnson's kind of an ascending player. He's definitely not a finished product yet. There's still plenty he can do to add to his game.
Yeah, I think he's just got to work on adding some more finesse to his game. Like his real ISO move is just use his physicality, speed, and size to overwhelm.
Yeah.
And like this is an especially tough matchup for him because you can't just do that against like Mikal Bridges and OG. So his success normally comes when he gets a switch and has like Brunson or Hart or somebody smaller on him.
Mm-hmm. Even these passes from the Hawks, like they're like lazy, and the Knicks are just jumping passing lanes.
The Blazers owner would be thrilled they're getting blown out if this was him. Don't got to pay for that Game 7 flight.
Right.
Nah, Blazers owner sticking them on the Greyhound.
Yeah, because it started with like the no free T-shirts, and now it's they want a cheap coach, and like
They didn't send their two-way players until like pump peer pressure got them.
like I don't know what's going on in Portland.
I don't know, but it really is unfortunate. Oh, gee. It really is unfortunate because was supposed to be in a. The Blazers were supposed to be a ascending team, and if you get a bad coach, which it's all they're really going to get if you're trying to cheap out and not pay, Like I feel like this is just going to set them back ways next year.
Exactly.
At this rate, might have to switch the watch along to Celtics Sixers.
uh, the crazy thing is, because obviously I live in the Atlanta area, when the Hawks are up 2-1, there were people who were like, "Hey, who do you want to see in the second round?" And I was just like, why are we talking about that? You haven't closed out this series yet. Why are you worrying about the next round? And they were very confident in this Hawks team after those 2 wins, even though the Hawks are winning the games by what I think 1 point each of them. And obviously the one game that the Knicks had won at that point where it was a blowout, and that trend has continued because this is going to be yet another blowout right now. And if you're the Hawks, it's like, who's the guy that you turn to that just has to get you a bucket, that's just going to go out there and get you a bucket? I think McCollum wants to be that, but as we've seen, he's forcing it way too much.
Yeah, he just doesn't have it this game, and nobody's been picking up the slack from behind him.
I was like, keep remembering, the Hawks have Buddy Hield, and Buddy Hield is a guy that his career, he's kind of been underwhelming everywhere he's been. And it's like, once again, I know he's only been with the Hawks for a little bit, but what is he contributing?
Oh my goodness. All right. They didn't even hit it. Can't even hit their free throws right now.
Yeah.
No, also, have you noticed too that ever since they started including Cat in the offense a lot more, the offense has just looked a lot better ever since they went down 2-1.
Yeah.
Feels like the answer is they've just been involving Cat a lot more, and he's been more engaged, and now they're just blowing him out. We're gonna get double tech, aren't we?
I mean, look, at this point, the Hawks better do something. Which ones again? I'm like, Buddy Hield, why are you trying to start something? I'm surprised Cat didn't make that. The way this night's going.
I love the pump fake there, buddy. That's it. CJ, you ain't Dave. That weak pump fake from the logo's not gonna work. That was funny too. You didn't even try on that pump fake. You're like, no. All right,
I mean, you know how
well,
much people love watching like body language. You can tell the Hawks team they're just waiting for this to be over. Like, if you're gonna be outscored by OG and Obi by himself, yeah, you have serious problems in this one.
there. Here comes Jalen Johnson.
So in the offseason, you're Jalen Johnson. Whose tape are you watching from the league?
Who?
Because obviously you know he has height, and I guess the skill set that he's shown. I guess who's a player out there that he should sit there all offseason and be like, I'm going to be that guy next year.
Like I said, what's interesting is I'd love to see him improve his like one-on-one scoring and just kind of add more to his game that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's what they're gonna probably need him to do next year at least. So
That was a good take. Unfortunately, it didn't go in.
Like I said, just lock himself in the gym and train. train with Melo a little bit over the summer.
Okay.
If and I'll say if he could perfect the art of the jab step and working on a triple play, that would be great for. I think that'd be great for him
Mm-hmm.
because obviously the triple play you can use the thread of your drive with the jab steps and open it to create some space for yourself that way. Oh. Well, no Dante, no Ant, and now no Ao Desumu for the Hawk. I mean, for the Wolves.
What's wrong with AO?
Calf.
Oh,
Calf strain. So,
so it's like the Wagner thing. Because I'm
yeah.
watching that as well with Orlando because Wagner's got the calf injury too, and I'm like, I'd be very careful with that, especially with the past couple of playoffs and what we've seen. Yeah, Hawks just they just can't create anything offensively. Wow. After all the hand fighting between Cat and Jalen Johnson, they called Cat for an offensive foul. I was wondering when they were going to call something on somebody. Oh,
Honestly, Cat, just let it go.
yeah, because you fought your way into the paint, like that's where you wanted to get to.
You are up 48-16. Don't. The worst thing you can do is give them free throws.
Oh,
Right? Oh, there you go. Mitchell's back. That's good. Oof, needed that. Oh, and they gave him the. Oh. Wow. Yeah, they're just absolutely beating the brakes off of him.
yeah, that's. I mean, it's kind of a soft hand one, but Jalen Johnson did have his hand out. But yeah, at that point, yeah, you kind of just let Josh Hart go because you weren't going to catch him or anything.
Hmm.
Do the Hawks only have like 3 points in this quarter?
I think so. They're getting outscored 10-4 right now.
I'm sure Ernie and them in the studio are waiting to dissect this one.
No, absolutely.
Okay, Kaminga with a three.
They needed something. They needed something.
Yeah, this is not the matchup for a Kongwu either. Like, why is Buddy Heel talking? You're not even doing anything. Like Alvarado, we get it. Alvarado does the little things here or there, but it's like Buddy, your team's getting blown out. you have nothing to say.
Honestly, if he tried to talk to me and I was on the Knicks, I would just point at the scoreboard every time and not say a word.
I mean, I probably would just laugh because it's Buddy Hield, like, and you're going right to the bench. What are you talking about?
All right, let's see.
Hey, Vincent, if you're in the game, like a corner three is what you have to make.
Jeez, that miss was loud too.
Look, if you're Quinn Snyder, it's almost unfair that Cat and Mitchell Robinson are in the game together. Because now it's like you have really no shot of rebounding.
Well,
I mean, if Hart's going to hit threes like that, bad decision.
yeah, you know the Hawks are cooked if Hart's doing that.
It's
See, that's inexcusable. That probably annoys me the most. Like, okay, you can miss shots, and that's fine. But this lack of effort is the most annoying part.
yeah.
And now the Hawks bench gets a technical? What do y'all? The Hawks bench.
It's like what are they even arguing for? Once again, being in Atlanta, a lot of Atlanta people are like focused on lack of national attention that the city gets sports wise. It's performances like this that kind of lead to it. It won't be long before like this Atlanta crowd probably starts filing out. And it just becomes Knicks fans taking over. Which that's embarrassing enough in a playoff game. They got Mitchell Robinson out here looking like Tyson Chandler. You got Marbury just laughing on the front row. Dolan looking like he's a good owner.
Dolan looking like he's a good. That's the scariest part of them all. Like the Hawks do know they have a game today, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I felt like the Knicks were going to win tonight anyway. But to win like this, it's just. And if you're Quinn.
Like I said, this is my least kind of favorite part of it. Like, this is my least favorite kind of loss to watch when obviously there are games where you're just going to miss shots, but Atlanta having low energy of all things to come out into this game with is absurd to me. Like, dude, your season's on the line. You would think that would make them care, but it's almost like they just kind of wanted it to be over.
Right. And I would have excused it somewhat if the game was in New York. I'd have been like, young team, Madison Square Garden can be intimidating to certain teams. I'd understand it. This is your home fan base. They showed up. They were ready to, give you the energy to force a game 7. And this is how you're repaying them. It's lazy passes. The defensive rotations are slower. You let Bridges miss a 3, get his own rebound, and then get an easy layup. Like, it's the stuff like that you're talking about. That's the stuff that the fans are going to be like, no, what are we doing here today? I think, unfortunately, I think to some Atlanta fans, Quinn Snyder could be in question, and a performance like this is going to kind of put more of the spotlight on him as the head coach. Even though we could both argue that where they are right now, based on how the roster is kind of set up, it's actually been an amazing year for the Hawks. But the way that they're going out almost wipes out some of that goodwill.
Oh, there we go. Now the comments appear.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you have to like mess around with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there goes Knicks row. I feel like I'm starting to see some empty seats already.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of these Atlanta fans aren't going to stick around for this one, and honestly, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, way off.
Well, I'm about to back out and come back in because my camera keeps disconnecting.
Oh, you're good.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. Whew. All right. Now, I'm just kind of curious, like, how bad can this truly get? Let's see if I can see what this is. Sorry about that. The scoreboard kept freezing up.
Okay. Hopefully that's fixed it.
Yeah, no, now I'm just curious, like, how, like, this is what, like, a car crash. Like, how bad can this truly get?
Yeah, because the part that if you're Quinn Snyder is like, this is only the first half, so you're gonna have to go into halftime and try to tell them something to kind of infuse some energy. Where if the players are completely checked out, the effort could get even worse in the second half.
Man, you got a Dyson Daniels 3 this game, and this is how you're going to go out.
Yep. I mean, if you're ESPN, you're probably like calling out to Minnesota and saying, "Hey, can you guys start a little earlier?"
they're just gonna
Like this is just street ball now.
say missing point blank tips at this point. Got it.
And now it's like Jalen Johnson's trying to get into it with Josh Hart. Like the Knicks are up here like pressing ball handlers. So they letting you know that they want to embarrass you right now. I don't even get what Jalen Johnson's even. Oh, I guess Hart crossed in front of him when he was trying to get the ball. I guess. Okay. Great decision, Kuminga. You could have taken Mitchell Robinson off the dribble, but no, you wanted to shoot over him.
I was gonna say, if you're an announcer in this game, like, what kind of analysis is going?
Exactly. Look, I think it's
Like
what
that-
Legler and Richard Jefferson. Hey, good luck to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're
This
just kicking the
is-
crap out of.
Oh my god. I feel like if the Hawks wanted to, they could have dropped like 100 in the first half.
Take advantage of a power play or try to back down Mitchell Robinson. And one. Well, we were gonna watch along till the end of this one, but really, what's the point?
At this point, I'm almost like, what's the record? Oh, there we go. Oh, they got
Apparently
Mike
the
Brown on the
record-
ground. This is. Hey, it's the most fight the Hawks have shown all night.
Mitchell got knocked down. What are you?
Like, here are the officials. I know you're getting paid for this game, but it's like, you even want to anymore?
Mitchell, what are you doing?
I mean, you can ask that about a few people in this game.
What? There will be technicals here. Yeah, I think so.
Right.
We had Mitchell Robinson knocking over coaches and officials. Yeah.
Right. Oh, look, Dyson Daniels might want to get thrown out. At least enough to sit there and with the embarrassment for the rest of the game. I mean, that started from basically a lot of nothing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, part of me thinks, don't you kind of have to throw Robinson out of this game?
Yeah. So,
I mean, the officials might just throw Daniels out just to kind of level it. But I think Mitchell definitely is probably gone.
if you're Mitchell Robinson, why are you engaging in this? Your team's going to need you in the next round. Why risk getting
Mhm.
tossed for even one game? Like if you're
Right.
going to into a battle against Boston or even Philly, like you
Yeah.
can't really be afford to even be missing a game. That could be the difference in the series.
But that's somebody getting, caught up in the fun times of a blowout and letting that emotion kind of get, because like you're saying, you're boxing out, Dyson Daniels tries the whatever. You probably laugh it off and just go down the floor. But then Mitch Robinson wants to get chest to chest with him to try to assert some dominance, and it's like, yeah, why? Especially since you're about to close out the series, like you're not seeing this team after tonight. So what do you care what they do? I mean, now that he's sitting there, he's probably like, yeah, I'm kind of an idiot.
Yeah, if I'm the Hawks at this point, I'm just trolling. I'm trying to see how many Knicks I can get suspended for game one.
Right, you got Mitchell Robinson out. Go up to Josh Hart. Josh Hart's been talking a little bit. He might be the next one you could, bait into something.
Right? There we go.
Also, didn't help that like knocked the official over.
Yeah, at that point you're like, somebody's going. So Mitchell's out.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's a fun one. Get some ejections.
I mean, the game needed something.
Right. The most exciting thing that's probably going to happen this game.
Right.
Watch, we're gonna end up calling it early and miss the greatest comeback of all time. The 50-point comeback.
I mean, at this point, if you even make the Knicks like break a sweat, you might consider that a win.
Yeah. Honestly, that 3-pointer might just be enough for me to go, oh, good job, guys.
Yeah. Corey Kispert.
Well, time to I guess Ariel Hockenport is gonna get some run in the second half.
Yeah. Another poor pass.
I'm gonna switch the scoreboard for the more exciting game if it works. It keeps like randomly pausing.
Yeah, yeah, those scoreboards are weird like that.
Yeah, they'll like randomly stop like keeping track of the score or whatever, so I'm just sit there refreshing the page.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, at least the Celtics started right.
Right. God, we got Kispert missing like easy floaters in the lane. Look, if there's a Hawks fan that's going to sit through this whole thing, they deserve free season tickets for next year.
They deserve some. They say yeah, they deserve everything.
Three guys there. Cat gets the offensive rebound.
Uh, oh, Tatum missed a gimme. Oh boy, Embiid's looked good these past couple games.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely, like it feels like the difference, like in the last game, it feels like the biggest difference was just Kada and Vooch just couldn't stop Embiid.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like for Boston, they're okay with that because unless Embiid's going to drop 50 or 60 on you, like you can live with that. I think last game, perimeter shooting for Philly definitely was a lot better, and that helped them win. That's kind of where the series has been. Good take,
Yeah,
Jalen.
it almost feels like the best strategy is just kind of let Embiid do his thing and
Mm-hmm.
just stop everybody else. Nice take, count it, and one from Tatum. Yeah, he got both games going.
Yeah, yeah. Even going into the break, they're showing the Robinson Daniels thing again. They're like, "Hey, you never know. Stick around."
There could be another fight.
Yeah.
All right. Shoot, at this rate, say at this rate, just declare the Knicks the winner and everybody go to Magic City to celebrate.
Right. Yeah. It's like you really. I mean, you really have to come out of this at halftime and act like you're going to put forth some effort for another 2 quarters.
Hey guys, it's okay. This season is really about the friends we made along the way.
It's like what did Quinn Snyder say to them? It's like, hey, we're down 50. Let's make it 40 by the end of the third quarter. Like, okay, coach.
We get it under 30, we have a chance, man. Oh, Boston's got to hit some of these easy looks. Oh, oh, Derek White's not happy about that.
Yeah, Derek White's had a rough series.
Oh, he lost his shoe. So I guess my question is, how like scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you if Philly wins tonight?
Uh, Not really. Only because I've kind of seen this happen before. Because the environment in Boston in a game 7 is crazy anyway. And I've seen the team kind of rise up to that occasion. Like I wanted them to end it in 5. I also know Tatum kind of likes big performances on the road in Philly. So I think that's kind of a thing that I'm hanging my hat on. But if they lose, I'd probably be maybe at like a 4. Because I feel like in a
It's
game
funny that
seven, that Tatum and Brown would probably take over, and that'd probably be one game where Derek White starts hitting a lot of these threes that he's been missing. Or you get
it's
like a
funny.
crazy Shireman game out of nowhere.
I will say I did pick I did pick Philly to win this one, to win this game, because genuinely I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, Celtics in 6, and then I realized that's not what Philly does.
Hmm.
I say Philly is absolutely going to win this basketball game, just to lose in the most horrendous way in Game 7 possible.
And that's why I'm not. That's why I'm not necessarily worried if it goes to a 7. Like I think Celtics fans would be freaking out, but it's like you said, and it's in the back of my mind. I have seen Embiid in a game 7 in Boston completely quit like from the opening tip. And until he shows me otherwise, that's what I'm kind of expecting. Now, Maxi and Edgecombe, I think, are a little different. I feel like Maxi's the type like he'll be into it, but Embiid, even a Paul George, like if the game gets away early, I feel like Paul George is the guy who would probably kind of mail it into.
I'll say I'm going to take tomorrow another good game of slate of games. You got Pistons Magic.
Yeah,
Can can the
that
Magic
series has
close it
been
out?
that series has been very entertaining.
Yeah, I think the Pistons probably take that one.
I feel like that's another series that deserves to go 7.
I hated the game plan yesterday. I think Mosley's actually done a great job this series, but the fact he was letting Cade play 1-on-1 with non-shooters on the floor is wild.
Yeah,
Like, you don't need somebody glued to a SAR. Stop it.
right. Yeah,
Like,
I didn't see
like,
that either.
just leave him. Like, leave Duran and get a wing on him or something. But I
Yeah.
don't know. It's one of those things that you just can't let Cade just bump every guard off their spot and just get an easy jumper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is great. Great offense from Atlanta.
Uh,
All right, CJ. Hey, hit your free throws. Hey, you could cut this down to 40 before the half.
it doesn't help that like every drive Cat has to the front of the rim, a Kongu is bumping him or fouling him.
Yeah,
I
they
feel like you should feel comfortable that a Kongu should be able to stay in front of Cat at least. He hasn't done that.
I'll say this Hawks team is just too small for Cat. They just have no answer for him. That's why it confused me in the first 3 games when they were just kind of cutting him out of the offense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this team is just way too small for Cat.
Right, and I felt like before the series, I was like, if there was ever a team to make Cat look like top 10 in the world, it'd be Atlanta. That's why, like, I agree with you. I didn't understand the game plan where you wouldn't feature Cat against this lineup.
Yeah, say. All right, and Cat hits it. 81-34. All right.
There's a good chance they could drop 90 in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. You already know Charles is going to have some one liner ready to go.
PG's trying to get that shooting foul. I see you.
Yeah, like a Congo, you have to be able to stay in front of him.
Wow. Cat might shoot. Cat might shoot 20 free throws at this rate.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is crazy.
Oof. Edge. Oh, Edgecombe can't gamble for that steal.
Well, I mean, like as a young player, you can kind of excuse some of that. I saw some of that in the last game too. Hawks have gotten a couple of stops.
There we go. 49-point game.
Did Brunson just take out Boosie?
Hey, at this rate, the Knicks might probably could just run a full bench unit for the rest of the game.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, I would start with it and see how it goes at least.
It's honestly been so long since the Hawks have like hit a bucket. I can't even remember the last guy to do it.
Oh, getting that say we're about to get Show and like Pacome Diete in the second quarter at this rate.
Well, the Knicks didn't get to 90. At least got that.
Yeah. Take note, NBA. You don't score 90 on the Hawks in a half. They will not allow that.
Kispert buzzer beater? No. Because why would he? There you go. Largest halftime lead in NBA history. I kind of assumed it probably was.
Oh, PG.
I mean, PG threw like a 120-mile-an-hour fastball just to get it deflected away.
Oh, good cut by Oubre. Well, like I said, take notes, guys. You might score 83 on the Hawks in a half, but you will not score 84.
Right.
Say 83 to 36 is the score at halftime.
I mean, ESPN, well, I kind of get why ESPN probably wanted the Knicks game because we know ESPN loves talking about the Knicks, but yeah, Celtics, Sixers are sitting there. That seemed like, obviously, thinking about it, that probably would have been the more competitive game.
Yeah, it's already a lot more competitive than whatever this mess is. I say both teams came to play early.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, look, that's a series of two teams that know each other, so I'd be shocked if tonight or even a potential. Well, I don't want to say about Game 7, but tonight, like Philly wasn't gonna lay down or anything like that. Like even if the game got ugly, like Philly would still put forth effort. Atlanta's just, there's out there for the check right now. But it kind of speaks to their needs. Like they need a guy that, because what was it, like a 20 something to 3 run where the Knicks really blew this out of proportion? Like Hawks don't have that guy that when something like that's happening, that you can get them the ball, kind of clear out and let them work. They want that to be Jalen Johnson. He's not that right now. McCollum had his, 15 minutes of fame with the game in New York where he, propelled Atlanta to a win, but he's kind of been quiet since. Once you get past those two, it's like, who else is there? Like they don't have anywhere else to turn.
Say, Kaminga, go for it.
But once again, it's like Kaminga. You're hoping he turns into, I guess, whatever his final form is. Because right now, Kaminga's a guy who doesn't really threaten you on the perimeter because you don't trust he'll make enough shots for you to really care that he's out there. He has slash ability, but in a game like this where a lot of the Hawks players are getting into the lane and then getting off their feet and putting themselves where in a precarious situation and a lot of turnovers are happening, like he's not really a threat either.
Yeah, that's what I think they're going to try to use him more as a primary scorer. So he's got to work on just getting easy buckets.
Yeah.
Well,
It's almost like in this era where everybody's like, oh, too many threes, too many threes. To find yourself down 83-36 is kind of crazy.
and the funny part is, it has nothing to do with the three. The Hawks just were sloppy and didn't execute from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, the Knicks are shooting really well from three. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that they have 14 turnovers in the first half is really the bigger issue.
And a lot of them were just, guys would dribble once, twice, then pick up their handle and force a pass. I mean, it's to the point where Shaq's putting a Hawk mascot in the coffin right now. Like, it's that bad.
That is good.
Atlanta led 11-9 at 8-11 in the first half. And the Knicks went on to outscore them by 49 after. Knicks have as many steals as Hawks have field goals made. That is ridiculous. Yeah. So now Atlanta, who wants national attention, are just becoming a joke right now.
Say it. Maxi and Embiid are actually kind of a fun duo to watch, low key.
I mean, they can at times, and then other times it's like Embiid. I don't know. Maybe it's more so Maxi needing to figure out how to play off of Embiid a little bit more. It's just sometimes it looks like Embiid forces Maxi into a player that he doesn't want to be, where he kind of hangs around the perimeter, where Maxi's greatest strength is his crazy speed with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, it's like because now that he's gotten so much more used to playing off of Embiid,
Mm-hmm.
like just this combination of the speed of Maxi and then Embiid's power inside, it just kind of complements each other perfectly at times.
Yeah. There's also those moments where Maxi kind of gets out of control, where he goes probably too fast for his own good. Those are the moments where it kind of looks like Embiid doesn't fit because Embiid's not going to play up tempo. He's not going to do that.
Yeah, what kind of play style they need naturally? Like you want Maxi definitely playing faster, which is kind of awkward at times. But
Mm-hmm.
man, when they're healthy and play together, their skill sets in the half court are kind of perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Oh, Max, what the? You see that floater by Maxi? Why do you put so much air under that? Uh-oh.
I mean, he floated that like it was Chamberlain on a trampoline he was shooting over.
Right? Like I that threw me off for a second. Like, wait, hold on. Why did he put so much underneath that?
Uh,
Peyton Pritchard missed. All right. Hit it. I thought Drummond was gonna pop it. Good D. And timeout. Say as soon as Pritchard sized that one up, it was good.
I love Jordan Walsh as a defender. Like the only time where Walsh kind of gets in trouble is he will kind of get his hands in the cookie jar, I guess as they say. But when he just moves his feet and he's a very good perimeter defender because he can give Maxi some problems, even though Maxi's going to get his, but at least he can slow him down a little bit.
No, absolutely. I'll say, what was that? 3 by Tatum.
No, he was feeling himself. He made like I think his past like 2 or 3. Yeah, that's
No,
great. That was a
no,
great
that's
recovery by Jordan Walsh.
no, that's fair. It just with some with time on the clock, I'd almost like him take his time so he can get inside.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Boy, that's it. Oh, is he good? Oof. I'm shocked. I'm shocked they did they not call a foul? I thought they called a foul there for a second. That looked like a lot of contact.
Oh, Embiid's okay. Limping a little bit.
Well, Kyle, I know we were going to do a watch along for the Hawks and Knicks, but with it being a 50-point game, did you want to do the full game or?
Oh, we can. It's up to you.
I
I'm
I don't.
down.
I say I don't mind either way. Shoot. It's just such genuinely like weird circumstances because it's like, oh, with them being up 50, never really seen anything like this for one of our watch alongs.
Yeah, I feel like it only makes sense to make the switch because unless you're going to tell me the Hawks going to like outscore them like 100-49 in the second half, like I'm just not seeing it.
say. Yeah, no, like I said, I would like you're talking about. I would love to just kind of be in the room to listen to that halftime speech from Atlanta.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what Quinn Snyder can do. Like, does he
At
tell
the
him like show some pride or something?
pretty much.
Like you can't do anything X's and O's because like, look, coach, we get that it's your job, but we're beyond that.
Half the vets prior just went in there and started cleaning out the locker immediately.
Right. You know, and if you're Quinn Snyder, hey, throw some of the bench guys out there. Can't get any worse. You're already losing by 50.
No, absolutely.
Or you tell Kaminga, hey, just go out there and ball out. Whatever that means to you, go ahead and do it.
Kaminga, have fun. Power of friendship.
But you know how Knicks fans are gonna go overboard with this win. They're gonna think they're unstoppable now. Stephen A will probably throw a party on first take.
Let's say absolute chills when they try that. Just get walked by Luke Garza and Baylor Shireman.
Uh, I mean, look, I guess if the Knicks are a confident bunch, they would have obviously a better chance. If they get kind of the OG who is knocking down 3-pointers, that gives you more of a chance as well. And I was look, I'm not going to sit here and like write the Celtics into the second round already, but it's like for the Knicks, I think Bridges is going to be important because even with this blowout, I don't necessarily think Bridges has solved his shooting issues. And I think if you're Boston or even Philly, I feel like you force Bridges to beat you a game or two. Like you do what you can on Brunson. You probably put a bigger defender on him. Cat, you push him to the perimeter. If he wants to knock down 8 or 9 threes and he beats you that way, you shake his hand. But you keep him away from the offensive boards. Because the last thing you want to do is the second chance opportunities where they're getting like wide open 3-point looks off of offensive rebounds. We got LeBron and Bronny in a commercial. I'm
I
sure that's
thought,
set people off.
all right, here we go. Say Embiid to the line and try to make this a 1-point game.
Okay, missed the first.
Oh, okay. Missed one.
Let's see. Interesting Celtics lineup where you have Garza, Shireman, White, Pritchard, and Brown.
Oh. Oubre, you're a vet. You got to know better than that. Can't leave your feet.
He and Brown have kind of been going at it all series.
No, no, absolutely. But say he I was saying now he just got. I think he just got to stay down on these fakes.
Mm-hmm. The
Uh,
bench dynamic between Missoula and Cassell is it's kind of funny.
oh, he missed both. Okay. Oof. Good try. Good try, Kelly. Yeah, put the full benching in and wrap it up. The minute Mikal Bridges starts flexing pull ups on you, just wrap it up. It's time to go home.
A bunch of people probably left their seat for halftime or was like, yeah, we're not going back. Let's just go home.
Honestly, that Mikal Bridges pull up would have done it for me. Yeah, post fade. Yeah, he is feeling himself right now.
Nikhil Walker, I swear, every time he's touched the ball, he's just launched it no matter where he is.
At this point, sure, why not? Probably the most efficient offense they have. Yeah, get Bridges and company out of this game. You're up 60. Yeah, that was good defense. Way to stay down. Don't fall for those JB fakes. Woo! Oh, VJ with the hammer. Say, got to pick it. That was good. That was good by VJ.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid, why are you leaving your feet? I don't care that he didn't. I don't get why Embiid lost his feet there. Like great defense by Oubre, but if Garza's gonna pull one over you, just let him shoot that.
Right, exactly.
Now JB or somebody's just got to pick up Edgecombe sooner.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's where like Maxi and Edgecombe, they are going to want to go full speed ahead every game, like all game. And I think they're going to have to kind of understand the balance with Embiid out there. That there's going to be times where you can do that, and sometimes where doing that might be. Ooh, I think Pritchard wanted a goaltend there. I think it was close. I think Oubre did get it.
So here you go. Ooh, good move by Oubre, using his body to shield the ball and get to its spot on the floor. Uh oh. Bad choice.
It's like the poor people who are watching Celtics Sixers have to see in the top corner the Knicks Hawks score. They're probably like, thank God I'm not watching that game.
That was a really bad choice, right? I believe Grimes is wide open in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. At this point, get showing Pacome, everybody get in the game. You're playing the rest of it.
Yep.
We'll put in the starters if they pull it to within like 15.
Right.
And that is why you guys are down 101-40. Like, you don't cover Jalen Brunson, then you get lucky that he misses, but then nobody's anywhere near Cat to even try to rebound. So now he just gets the easiest tip in, and that's after he misses the first tip.
Right.
Denver, Minnesota, I need you guys to do a better job at entertaining the general public today. At least the Celtics are on.
Worst case in that game, you know Jokic is like ready to get in somebody's face. I feel like Jokic Randall. There's a fight waiting there.
Say, I would say, like I said, Timberwolves should just go for the kill shot right off the bat. First play of the game, Rudy Gobert corner 3 ball. Might go in, might not, but it's a good indicator if you're going to win or not.
Because I mean, look, if you're Minnesota, obviously a lot of people are going to look at this game and go, if Denver wins tonight, they probably win the series. Because the kind of question that you asked earlier, without Ant, that's one thing. Without DiVincenzo is another. Now without Dosunmu, it's like, where does your offense come from? I think if you're Minnesota, maybe you're hoping for like a Bones Highland kind of crazy game out of nowhere. And, Randall's going to have to go back to, contract year Randall. The Randall who looks unstoppable offensively and looks at least focused defensively. And you just have to guard against, Jamal Murray kind of going off or something like that. I think if you're Minnesota, get it half close. I think the closer you are later in the game, I actually think they could switch the pressure back to Denver.
Oh, yeah.
The Nuggets to win tonight and then win Game 7 because you're looking at that Minnesota team and you're like, you mean we don't have Ant to worry about or DiVincenzo? Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, say I'm guessing you're going to see an uptick in Terrence Shannon minutes.
Right. And look, for him, it's your opportunity. Go out there and make a name for yourself.
I'd love to see that.
I think it'd also be crazy for Denver to think like Minnesota will give this game away. I think Minnesota still has some talent there to make it competitive. You're hoping Gobert can frustrate Jokic once again, and then kind of the other guys figure the rest out.
No, absolutely. Derek White, there you go. Huge for the Celtics. You could argue that this series is as close as it is because Derek White can't hit a shot. That 3 ball has not been falling for him all year, it feels like. Good hit by Oubre. I feel like that's going to be a huge X factor for the Celtics in the coming rounds. Can Derek White knock down his open threes? Because so far, even for the year, he's at like 32%. Like, he just hasn't been knocking them down this year at a really high clip. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out. For some reason, I just literally just started hearing our Precision intro. I'm trying to figure out where it's playing from.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wouldn't have called that one personally. JB clearly initiated the contact on that one, like 4 different times. But if anything, you got to call that either an offensive foul or just don't call anything. Good hit, JB. Gotta knock those down. We just watched the Magic let a game get out of hand, partially because they couldn't knock down free throws.
Yep, exactly.
PG. Brown with an answer.
I have like random audio playing in the background somewhere on my computer. I cannot figure it out. One thing I gotta say. I
Hey,
literally
I got you.
any window open except for this one. That is weird. Okay. I mean, are you hearing it through like my microphone?
Yeah, I can hear it. All right, yeah. I say I just started hearing it when he said something.
Let me back out again. I have no idea where this audio is coming from.
You're good. Go, JB's gonna get the screen from Nemus. Okada. Good, deep, great rotation by PG. Here we go. Maxi's gonna size up Tatum. Looking for a ball screen from Drummond. He's gonna take it, and Maxi gets to the rim and he's fouled. Maxi's shot is up and it's good. So he's gonna go for a free throw here to put the Boston Celtics down by 6. Hey, what's good, Mo?
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Better late than never.
Hey, fair enough. So I'm sure you'll be down for this, but it's pretty much switched from a Hawks Knicks watch along to 76ers Celtics. For obvious reason.
I think it's pretty clear that there doesn't need to be nothing watched in Atlanta or New York. Wherever they're at, they are beating the brakes off of them. Woo!
I'm still convinced Atlanta doesn't know they have a game today. Somebody should probably tell them.
That is crazy, man. That it had. That's one of those anything that can go wrong has gone wrong.
So Mo, if you're the Knicks, like when do you pull out the rest of your starters? Like I don't really see the need for Cat to be out there right now.
No, I'm not playing Cat. I'd already have him on the bench next to me.
Right, like I got Jalen Brunson out there still. Like,
yeah, Mike Brown is gonna make a Tom Thibodeau mistake. Don't do it.
No, absolutely.
This is obviously a much more compelling game because it's an actual game. So yeah, I'm glad you made the switch. I will say this: the longer this remains a close game, the more the pressure ramps up for the Celtics.
Woo! Andre Drummond still doing it in 2026. Just absolutely outworked everybody on that one.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I would think that was probably an offensive foul by Tatum, but you know what? Whatever. That's like the second time in like 3 possessions where Celtics has just been lowering their shoulder on these drives.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how well Philly has responded the last couple of games. Look, when the Sixers are healthy, I told people I had them as a dark horse in the East. I'm not saying I had them beating Boston because I didn't. I didn't even know that was going to be a matchup, but it's interesting because Boston literally is a jump shooting team, so they live and die from jump shots. They don't really do a lot of things in the paint. I still think Boston's the better team, but matchups make fights. I think this particular Philly team because they got Maxey and Edgecombe and Grimes and Paul George, like they have a lot of wings. They have a lot of perimeter players.
That was a really late. That was a late whistle.
Yeah, it was.
Like that. It's like I don't even know. You're gonna blow the whistle. You gotta blow it a little sooner than that. But PG to the line for 2. Well, hey, you know what? At least this game's good because I can't imagine Denver, Minnesota is going to be good.
No. And look, again, I give Minnesota a lot of credit for making it a competitive series without their best player. But now, Usumu's not playing. There's no way Minnesota wins this game. I don't. Matter of fact, I'll go a step further. I don't see how they can win a series. I just think we're gonna remember the Nuggets coming back from 3-1 and beating them, but nobody's gonna remember that their best player was gone. One of their top 5 players was gone. Desumu's probably one of their top 5 or 6, but he's gone. Yeah. In a lot of ways, the Denver game should look a lot like the Atlanta Knicks game. But I think Minnesota plays hard. They might lose, but I don't think they're gonna get blown out by 40. So.
Yeah, I think they'll try to make it a game that there's not enough gas in the tank to keep up with the Nuggets.
Right. That's all. I agree. Yeah, if they're gonna let Maxey get downhill and there's no way they're gonna win this game. They've got to make Maxey play in space, not space, but they got to make him play in a crowd.
Yeah, no, this has just been too easy for Max. He's just getting inside at will. By the way, Mo, do you see the new NBA lottery reform that they did?
I did not see it.
Oh my gosh. So they set up the new NBA lottery form proposal. Chances of getting the number 1 pick. So obviously they're talking about expanding it to the 2 play-in teams, the 7 and 8 play-in losers.
Okay.
They're going to have a 2.7% chance to get the number 1 pick. Say obviously the 2 10 seeds and the 2 9 seeds are going to have a 5% chance, like 5.4% chance for the number 1 pick.
Okay.
Here's the funny part. The 4th worst through the 10th worst record, Mo, they're going to have the best chance at the number 1 pick. They're going to have an 8.1% chance.
Really?
The top 3 seeds the top 3 worst teams are going to have a 5.4% chance and have a chance to drop all the way down to 12th in the lottery.
I don't think they're solving the problem. If I'm one of the bottom dweller teams in the NBA, I should have a better chance at getting the number 1 pick or a top 5 pick than a team that was good enough to be the 8th seed in the conference. I think Adam Silver is doing what he did before. This is an overcorrection.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd say the Herb Cole mid 2000s Bucks team would have loved this, but in all reality, it doesn't help anyone.
Right.
Like, it's going to be weird, Mo. Like, are we going to get teams like all of a sudden locking in and trying to win games because they don't want a bottom 3 record? Like, is the new anti-tanking strategy just really aimed for seeds 4 through 10?
Yeah, the only problem with that is you can't predict injuries, can you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if what a good example would be Washington. Well, what if Trae Young and Anthony Davis, I don't know, play 50 games next year? Are you going to say Washington's tanking? They're not tanking. Trae Young and Anthony Davis they're perennially injured. You know what I mean? Like, how do you penalize a team if their best player has an ACL tear? And you're like, oh, you guys finished like you were the 11th seed or whatever. Like, it wasn't intentional. Obviously, our best player missed the season. Like, I just think Silver and the powers that be should put more thought into this.
You know what's kind of a funny problem too for this, Mo? If you're playing in the play-in game, are you trying to intentionally tank and lose the 7-8 game now? Because if you win the 7-8 game, you get nothing. But if you lose the 7-8 game, you still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Right.
And you have a chance at the number 1 pick. So I think you could see a situation where you might see teams maybe kind of load manager tank that first play-in game. Says if you're going to make the playoffs, you might as well see if you can make the playoffs and have a chance at the number 1 pick at it.
Agreed.
That's going to be weird to see, though. Like, imagine watching them try to tank the play-in.
It's going to happen. Somebody will do that.
Say, you know who I'm worried about next year, Mo?
Who's that?
Blazers.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I'm seeing too many reports of how cheap the owner's being. And it kind of worries me, like, is he going to pay to keep the core in touch? My problem, too, is he's trying to, lowball offer, the head coach. Like, are you going to get a cheap head coach? But there's a reason, a head coach is going to be cheaper. They're not going to be as good. So,
right.
It's one of those things where watching him try to lowball, even like Tiago Splitter, for example, makes me worried because, you can probably find somebody that's willing to head coach for you for, 1.5 mil, which is obviously cheaper than an NBA head coach position normally would be.
Right.
But it's not going to be the best candidate. And I feel like that's what you should be doing right now with how good your young core is.
Yeah. I think Splitter has done an excellent job with that young core. And look, you're going to get Dame back next season. That'll be another veteran that's going to give you 30, 32 minutes a game. I think Portland will be a little bit better next year. They will be. Good for Scoot Henderson for finally having a really productive season. I think he finally has a role because I didn't know what his NBA role is, but he's turned himself into a pretty effective mid-range shooter. Still streaky from 3, but I think Scoot is still developing. I don't think he's a finished product.
Hey, you know what? I need Donovan Clingan to pick a lane. Either he's got to start knocking down his threes or he needs to get inside the paint, buddy.
Yeah, because the thing is with Clingan, if he just gets in the paint, he's a lock to be a double-double guy. I think it's great that he's trying to extend his range, but until you extend your range, do your work in the restricted area.
Oh, somebody call the fire department. Maxie's on an absolute heater right now.
Yeah, that's bad news for Boston.
What a shot.
They needed that shot. Derek to stop the bleeding. Good shot by Derek White. That was big.
Here's my problem with the Celtics, though. Like, they just turned to hero ball too quickly. I like the team when the offense is free flowing, but it feels like ever since the Celtics the Sixers have gotten it feels like ever since the Sixers got a lead, they've been turning to hero ball all of a sudden. Like, you're watching Tatum try to go one-on-one. JB's just trying to go one-on-one. Like, I need more player movement. I need more ball movement.
I agree. I thought that's what killed them the last game. They just tried to get everything back with one play, just jacking up threes, and they weren't shooting the three ball well.
Tatum, Pritchard, what? Wow, good hit by Pritchard. What a ugly possession.
Tough shot by Pritchard.
Yeah.
There goes Maxey in the paint again, just doing what he wants. I think that's the problem. The last two games, Boston seems like they can't get nothing easy, and Philly's getting whatever they want.
I think they got to pick up Maxey higher. You can't let Maxey get 3/4 of the way down the court and then try to pick him up. At that point, it's too late. He's so shifty. You're not going to be able to do it. Like, you just got to get up and physical with him right off of the jump. Wow, yeah, I did not expect this.
I didn't either. And look, I said a lot of pressure would go on the Celtics' shoulders if the game stayed close. It's times 10 if Philly's going to carry the lead and Boston's got to play catch up.
No, that's fair. Hey, we got Mo, we got 3 elimination games tomorrow. We're going to play a game. Which series do you think ends tomorrow?
Sure.
Mo, Pistons Magic. Do the Magic close out the Pistons, or is that going to 7?
I don't trust Orlando, so I'm saying that's going to 7.
I agree. I think Franz was so big in guarding Cade because he has the size and strength to do it. Cade was just bumping everybody else out of his way all game yesterday, and if I'm Orlando, I got to double early. Get that ball out of Cade's hands. Make somebody else beat you. I don't care who.
Partner, I'm with you. If I'm Orlando, I'm like, Tobias Harris is going to have to drop 35 or 40 tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, that's what I really wasn't the biggest fan of Orlando's game plan yesterday. Like, they kept playing Cade one-on-one too much, and at that point, like a guy like Jalen Suggs, for example, good defender. Problem is he ain't like 6'8", 9, 6'10" like Cade, so you can just bump him off his spot and elevate for an easy jumper. Like, I think they just got to send that second body early.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they guarded him one-on-one straight up so much of the game versus what they had done the first 2 games where they were doubling him and making him play in space and he was turning the ball over left and right. I know nobody wants to double because you're leaving someone open, but to me, if you're playing Detroit, you're better off doubling and leaving someone open.
I'll say, yeah, no, we got Cavs Raptors. Do the Cavs close out the series tomorrow?
Man, I don't know. I feel like this was going 7. I feel like it's going 7. And if it goes 7, I think the Raptors are going to win.
Oh man, I don't know if Donovan Mitchell's legacy can handle a first round loss. So he better close this one out.
Well, if they lose this series, they'll start talking about Donovan Mitchell the way that we already talk about his teammate.
Hey, what's going on, Kyle? Welcome back, sir.
I think the Hawks came try to break my computer.
First,
Yeah, I'm
first thing they've tried to break all night. They're certainly not trying to break down this defense.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What's up, Mo?
Hey, what's going on, Kyle? Yeah, they're kept.
I agree
Look,
with you, Mo. I agree with you. We're talking about with Donovan Mitchell. I think I asked Brett that earlier. Like, who needs a deep run more, Mitchell or Brunson? And I think Mitchell's kind of been under the radar of kind of playoff failures. And if they lose to a team in Toronto that a lot of us look at as a team that, like, defensively, they'll give you all their effort. Offensively, you see their limitations. And they're already making it harder on Cleveland than we probably expected them to. Then, yeah, I think Donovan Mitchell needs to enter some conversations that maybe he's not ready for.
I agree. I think that he's to your point. No one looks at Donovan Mitchell as a playoff somebody that doesn't rise up in the playoffs. But the reality is, he hasn't had a lot of playoff success.
Right. Yeah.
And Cleveland took a big swing by moving Garland, who's a full decade younger than James Harden. So you can't undo that. I have to assume win, lose, or draw, you're bringing Harden back. You have to bring him back, right? I don't know where else you would go if you didn't bring him back.
Right. No, I agree.
Say if they let Harden walk out the door, just trade Mitchell, start the rebuild again, I guess. Because
Right, because then you basically just traded Garland for nothing at that point.
Right. Although, look at it this way. If the rumors are true, LeBron will be there, so all is well.
Which
you're not going to miss out on that LeBron retirement tour.
Oh, I'll definitely check it out. He's deserving of a great retirement tour. But I don't mind if he does it in a Cavs jersey.
But if you're a Cavs fan, you sit there, you go, okay, so 42-year-old LeBron with Donovan Mitchell, who hasn't delivered in Cleveland yet. Evan Mobley, who still at times kind of seems like he doesn't fit what they're trying to do, and Jared Allen. Does that look any better next season than the Cavs look right now?
Don't forget Bronny.
Right. That's a great question. Honestly, I didn't have them winning anything this year.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron goes there and the core that you mentioned, I still don't think they win anything. I like Evan Mobley, but a lot of people think that Evan Mobley is getting ready to become a superstar or a top 10 or 15 player. I don't think he is. I don't think that's in his game. I think he's a complimentary player. Evan Mobley will never be the best player on the Cavs. He will never be the best player on a title-winning team. He's not that kind of player.
Yeah.
I think that he and Allen, you can have one guy like that. I don't think both of your bigs can be soft and you can go on a deep playoff run.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that speaks to why they're trying to make Mobley more of a perimeter player. Which I think he's still trying to adjust to that role. I also think it probably isn't the best role for him, but if he's going to stay in Cleveland, he kind of has to be that. Otherwise, he just gets in the way if he'll cut off Mitchell's driving lanes or Harden or whoever. And he'll just get in the way of Jared Allen, who you want as close to the rim as possible. You don't want him drifting too far.
That's true. The problem is with them making Mobley more of a perimeter player, he's not that good a shooter. You know what I mean? Like he can't make a living on the perimeter because A, he's not that good a shooter. B, he doesn't have a live handle, so he's not really breaking people down off the dribble 23 feet away from the basket. I just think that he's a really good player. And in an ideal world, they brought Harden there to be their third best player because the assumption is Mobley's their second best player. I just don't think you can play through him offensively consistently because I just don't think he has that kind of offensive game.
Right.
Say Mobley being like a floor spacer and a perimeter player, I think too. Like Mo said, it just to me it just kind of doesn't matter because is anybody really going to respect him as a shooter enough out there to even care that much? Like, does it help the offense that much? Does it really change the way that they're going to guard it? Cleveland, no. Like if Evan Mobley wants to shoot 10 threes, they're just going to be like, yeah, cool, keep doing that, bud.
Right.
Like I say, if he knocks down 7 threes to beat you, you're just like, well, just wasn't meant to be tonight. See you again in 3 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
But even if he has a game like that, it's not something that an opposing team would be like, oh, if he did that game 1, we're really scared he might do it in game 2. You'd probably just think, well, he'll probably just go back to, he might knock down 1 in game 2. We don't really care. Like if he gives you 2-3 games in a row, sure, we'll probably think differently about you. But if you're going up against Cleveland right now, your goal is to cut off Donovan Mitchell, force him to kick it to hopefully Evan Mobley. Yep. And you live with the results at that point.
Yeah, no. Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, we think I'm gonna. We are at the Landry Shamet and Hawkaport portion of the Hawks Knicks game. I think it's safe to say the comeback is not in the books right now.
Yeah, it's safe to say.
I mean, you knew from the Hawks' body language they weren't going to put up a fight.
I'd say I don't think Ariel Hawkenport's going nuts enough for him. So I guess the real question is, Mo, is your team, the Lakers, going to close it out tomorrow, or are we getting Game 7 between Lakers and Rockets?
You know what? I honestly don't know. I think an easy answer is they should close it out because with having Reeves back, another ball handler, another shooter, another scorer, another facilitator. But then again, because they had been playing without Reeves for so long, Kennard had a bigger role. So I think they should close them out because what hasn't changed is Houston still struggles in the half court. They're not a good offensive team. What they did was they mucked the game up and they brought the Lakers down to their level. Like they're not a good offensive team. Go back and look at the numbers. They don't shoot well. They only have one guy that can really create his own shot. I think the Lakers find a way to close it out. I'll say they find a way to close it out. And look, if they don't close it out, you get a Game 7. And Houston gets a chance to make some history. Although I guess the Lakers get a chance to make some history too.
I mean, there was a stretch in Game 5 where they had Amin Thompson bringing the ball up and trying to facilitate offense. I was like, this is where the Rockets are going to lose this game. Like they had him just dribbling the air out of the ball, and I was like, he's not going anywhere. And he's not a shooter, so the defender's not really going to be scared about him. And I thought, Game 5, the Rockets hit probably more threes than I thought they would have. But like you said, Mo, that's not their game anyway.
Right.
So if I'm the Lakers, I don't necessarily overreact to the Game 5 loss, but I do look at Game 6 and go, let's not chance it anymore. Because if they win Game 6, that probably means Houston hit from the perimeter again. And now going into a Game 7, they may be a confident team, which might be dangerous to the Lakers.
No, I agree.
I agree with you. I think the Lakers close out.
If the Lakers lose Game 6, remember how that works. They become the team with all the pressure on them because they were up 3-0, right? Like you were up 3-0. You get to a Game 7, the Rockets are going to come in there playing with house money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't let it get to a game 7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Mo, and for that new anti-tanking thing, apparently they're also thinking about setting it up so you can't get more than two number one picks in a row. So if you win the lottery twice, or even I believe in like the top like 3, they pretty much make sure you can't pick any higher than 5.
I'm gonna give Silver credit for trying. I just think this is an overcorrection.
Yeah, it's a no team will be allowed to finish in the top 5 for 3 consecutive years.
I feel like even that part of it, I don't think people would be upset with that. I think for a lot of people, the 3-2-1 thing is going to be confusing.
Yes.
And I feel like every, draft lottery or whatever, you got to explain it thoroughly to people and be like, well, this is way too confusing for me. But limiting how many picks you get in consecutive years and stuff, I think a lot of people would look at that and go, well, yeah, that's probably a way to stop tanking, because a lot of these teams who tank for like 3-4 years in a row. So now if you're not rewarding them anymore, then that's one thing. Also have to depend on these front offices to actually pick the right people, which is a whole other conversation for another day.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, I'd say.
But what if you're a team like Sacramento? They didn't tank. They lost those games honestly. They're just a bad team. They didn't tank. Like look at their roster construction. They put their roster. They built the roster around a bunch of 35-year-olds. They didn't tank.
But that's a team. If you gave them 3 top 3 picks in a row, would you have any belief that they would do the right thing and pick the right 3 guys?
Oh no, they're gonna mess it up. It's guaranteed.
And that's the problem.
I would say they would trade their first for like 35-year-old Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah,
sure.
They would.
Who do you got winning this Philly-Boston game? Look, I already gave you this. I gave the script a couple days ago. Philly wins Game 6. They're going to get their fan base all excited, and this gets straight BTA for 48 minutes in Game 7.
I'm not going to even front. I picked Boston to win tonight. I still think they're the better basketball team. But I think Boston's got to step it up more on their defensive end than they do offensively. They can't let Maxey live in the paint the way he is.
Let's say I'm guessing you got the Celtics this game, Kyle, right?
I mean, like I said, my prediction was Celtics in 6, so I do have it. But I think if you're the NBA or just a fan in general, a 7th game in this series wouldn't be the worst thing, because I do think, Maxey's played really well. Edgecombe is a good young player.
He is.
Oubre just kind of fits the Philly system as a hard-nosed guy who, does a little dirty work type things. And I think if we had a Game 7 and it was a competitive Game 7, like, I feel like that's what the league would want. I kind of agree with you, Brett. If we do get a Game 7, it's probably a game where like Tatum goes off for like 35 and Brown gets 30, and it's kind of a blowout. But look, for where the series started and the questions around Embiid, I feel like he's come back into the series and he's looked pretty good. I think probably the X factor would probably be a Paul George in a Game 7. And do with that what you like, because Paul George is a guy that I don't know if you want to necessarily put a lot of pressure on in a Game 7 situation, but it kind of seems like that's where this series might be headed.
I think that's fair. I think that's real fair. I think that in a Game 7, I still would favor the Celtics because I do think Maxey's been great. I think Paul George has played well in stretches. You're right. Kelly Oubre just fits. Don't sleep on the contributions from a guy like Grimes. Grimes is another guy that can get his own shot and score for them. So they have a lot of wings. They have a lot of depth. I still think push comes to shove. I just believe the Celtics are better. This might just be a good old fashioned tough first round series that they needed, but I still think they're going to win the series.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and say Andre, I know Mo and I don't think Minnesota wins tonight. Kyle, do you give Minnesota any chance to win tonight with all their injuries?
No, I think that one's destined for 7. But it also means Denver can't play around, though.
Yeah. I feel like, look, I mean, no Ant, DiVincenzo's gone, and now Dusomo's out. Like, I don't think this just goes 7. I think Denver wins the series. Like, to me, where we're at right now, this is a series Joker can't lose. Can't lose this, man. You can't lose this series. Minnesota's out. They're without their best player and 3 of their 5 best players.
Yeah.
He absolutely double dribbled that.
And look, just for competition, I don't want Minnesota to win because OKC would walk through that. Just on that alone, at least Denver, or they're going to play the Spurs. I'm sorry. At least Denver and the Spurs, that would be a series. The Spurs versus this version of the Timberwolves, sweet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's definitely some worry if that game does get to 7, but I still think the Lakers pull this one out.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like, like I said a little earlier, if it gets to 7, that probably means Houston's gaining confidence and some momentum. That would be the worry if you're a Laker fan. But just looking at the talent that each team's throwing out there right now, you still have to favor the Lakers. And that's even with KD, because I still think the whole KD situation in Houston seems like it's coming to an end either way because of the whole, I guess the burner stuff and just him and his lack of leadership that you can document throughout his career. He's not the right guy for that Houston group right now.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be great if he had somebody else with him who's kind of handling that duty. But they're looking to him in tough situations to bring that team to the promised land. And look, in this series, he's already missed basically the whole series except for that one game.
I feel like Kevin Durant is at a stage in his career where he can't be the best player on the team anymore.
I can agree with that. I don't think he wants to.
No, that's exactly why he's gonna. Showtime!
I think Kevin Durant is one and done in Houston.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he goes, but spoiler alert, they're not going to win. So, he'll go somewhere else, and we'll talk about his efficiency and his shooting percentages and all that stuff that he does in the regular season, and his team won't win.
Yep. It's kind of a weird end to a, I guess, Hall of Fame career for a guy that a lot of people look at one of the most gifted offensive players that we've seen.
He is. I don't disagree with that at all. He is. He's, what's weird about him, Kyle and Brett, is that I believe KD's a better player than Steph. I think he's a better player than Steph. Just as a player, he's a better player. But I also believe Steph has had a better career than KD, right?
Yeah.
I think, like, Steph built a culture. Even though KD was the best player on those two Warriors championship teams, he wasn't the guy. He wasn't a leader. He didn't build the culture. And it shows, because look what happened in Brooklyn. Look what happened in Phoenix, and now look what happened in Houston.
Yeah.
How about this? If either the Hawks or Boston loses, they got to trade for Kevin Durant. I don't make the rules.
That I think it's a move the Hawks would absolutely explore because Hawks fans would go crazy over the name of Kevin Durant on their team.
I agree.
But
They would.
he's not going to bring them a title. He's probably not going to bring them a top 4 seed. They'd probably be a fringe playoff team like they were this year with him.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll start the KD to the Celtics rumors immediately. You already lived through the first wave of Jaylen Brown for KD rumors. Now we're doing Jason Tatum this time.
I didn't want the Brown for KD back then. I definitely don't want KD now as an older player. With the burner account that I have to worry about in a city like Boston. No,
Yeah.
I don't need that.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, he's unique, man, because he is one of the greatest scorers ever, one of the great players of all time. But he's had this really bizarre ending to his career. With no success in the playoffs. He's moving from team to team. What I wanted for him as a fan, I wanted him to go home to Oklahoma City. And I know that's Shea's team and they've got their own culture there. But remember, he's not a culture builder. He's the guy that likes to go somewhere where everything's set up and just play basketball. So it would have been perfect for him.
Yeah.
The only problem is he's such a big piece that because he's such a big piece, he can throw off your chemistry. You know what I mean? Like he can take away from Chet or take away from J-Dub or the other guys because he's a huge piece. Like I don't even think he and Shea would actually play well together.
Yeah. I think the weird thing is if KD was a model teammate or something. If I were a team like Toronto, I would try to get him north of the border. A team where you have a lot of wings who handle the defense and everything like that, and their probably biggest weakness is like a legit scorer that you worry about. That would be a good situation for him. But also with that team and what we know about Kevin Durant, I'm not bringing that in to mess it all up. I'd rather stay down this path I'm on and see what it comes from it than to try to infuse Durant into it and have him completely rip it to the, blow it up.
And here's the thing. Because he's 37 or he'll be 37, 38, whoever picks him up, the first thing you have to tell yourself or ask yourself is, are we built to win a title right now if we add this guy? Because KD's he's not part of anybody's future at 38 years old.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's the hardest part about this old guard when you look at LeBron and Steph, KD, Harden, Kawhi, and a few other guys to a lesser extent. I don't think any of them can be the best player on a title-winning team right now, but I think a lot of them could help different teams if they could accept lesser roles.
Uh-oh. Kate's shirt.
Yeah, it was like rolled that ankle.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Speaking of a guy that has earned himself some money, that Kata kid has balled his butt off this year.
By the way, truly impressive stat. Everybody who suited up for the Knicks today has scored. Every single player who was on their active roster going into today scored for him.
I was getting ready to say, judging by the score at one point, nobody from the Hawks scored, but I mean, I guess they've pushed it up to 86 with a minute to go, but good for them.
I mean, Mike Brown and Rick Brunson could have put on a jersey and they would have scored.
Facts. Facts.
I still think my idea for the Wolves is foolproof. First play, just go to Rudy offensively. If he scores, it's probably going to be your night. If not, probably not.
Especially if he scores off that fadeaway.
If he hits that fade or he knocks down a corner three, you're probably winning.
You know he wants to, bring that out 1 point tonight.
So let me ask you guys this: with the Minnesota Denver series, you're hearing all these people say Joker's being exposed. I don't feel like he's being exposed. I feel like he's just in a tough series, and while even though he's gotten numbers, I think Gobert he's been able to control him in big situations or big moments.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's exposed, because if you go, well, Joker's not a great defender. Well, we knew that already. We knew that already. The same way that if Luka wasn't hurt, we'd still be like, well, Luka's not a great. We already know that. We know all that.
Exactly.
I think that if you're Denver going forward, you have to make some tough decisions. Of course, you want Joker and Jamal Murray, but having Aaron Gordon, who's been injury prone the last 3 years, that's a luxury. I think they're going to have to make a tough call and move on from guys like Aaron Gordon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I think in the back of your mind, you'd have to look at it as, if you move Gordon out and bring in player X, the fact that you have Joker, you feel like whoever that player is will play to their best ability with a guy like Joker running the show there.
Right.
I do think the whole exposed stuff, it's like Joker he's not an athletic guy. He's not a high flyer.
Right.
So I think what we've seen is Gobert has played him probably the smartest way. He's closed up that airspace. He doesn't fall for all the pump fakes that Joker usually has to use to earn that little inch of space. He realizes, look, I'm a bigger guy. I can jump. What am I falling for up fakes for? And that's where we've seen Joker get frustrated. I guess the problem is, if Gobert was probably more of an offensive threat, maybe Minnesota would feel a lot better about their chances tonight. So, yeah, I don't think he's been exposed. I just think it's been a tough matchup against Gobert, who, if you forgot, is a really good defensive player.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, any a 4-time defensive player of the year winner, like he's not just a guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you would think really athletic, tall, big men would be somebody who could frustrate Joker. Because Joker can't jump over a book. So a lot of his little tricks and stuff aren't going to work.
I'll say ever since the injury that Jokic suffered in the regular season too, he just looks a step slower. So I don't think Jokic, who's not naturally quick anyway, it feels like Gobert just has no problem crowding him and just forcing tough shots. And Jokic doesn't really seem to have the juice to blow by him right now. You just got to hope that he can knock him off his spot using his weight and hit a tough shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if you're Denver, if you're Denver, though, come on, who do you have to stop tonight? Julius Randle? You good? You good?
Look, Randall's going to have the ultimate green light tonight.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
They're going to be mad at him if he doesn't have like 20 shots by halftime.
Yeah, Julius Randle. Look, with everybody out, yeah, I think he can crank out 22, 25 shots.
Yep.
Yeah, they're the Timberwolves starting lineup today is interesting. It's Conley, Jaden McDaniels, Terrence Shannon Jr., Randall, and Gobert.
Hey, Randall might take 30 shots.
Right.
I mean, let's keep it a buck. He's had a good career, but Mike Conley is done.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Tatum went all the way to the locker room.
Like, I feel like if you're Conley, you're probably sitting there hoping you might have been like in the Kyle Lowry role.
Yeah.
Where Kyle Lowry's getting paid by the Sixers, he never takes that warm up off though. Like he's basically Udonis Haslam at the end of his career.
Facts.
Like that's what Conley should be.
By the way, I think every team needs a guy in that role.
Mm-hmm.
A veteran that could be on the bench but be impactful in your locker room. Yeah, I love that.
So Mo, we figured out why the Knicks won tonight. Somebody went on Cameo and paid Danhausen to uncurse the Knicks.
Danhausen. That's funny.
I say Danhausen cursed the Knicks, and then they obviously went down 2-1. Somebody paid them tonight before the game just to make sure, even though they won the next two, and now they won by 50.
Yeah, that series turned so fast. It started off where it was like, well, they can't guard CJ. Nobody can slow CJ down. And then suddenly everybody can slow CJ down.
Yeah. And
I'm not hating on CJ because it's not like he's brand new. I think CJ's 34, 35. Like the 35-year-old shouldn't be the one having to carry your offense.
Right. Yeah. Like if the Hawks were going to have a chance, Jalen Johnson needed to be the best guy on the floor. Yeah, he never
was. No, it showed you. I'm a Jalen Johnson fan, but he's got some work to do. It showed you he's got some work to do.
Yep.
I guess since he uncursed the Knicks and they started doing well, the Knicks win the title. Can we get Danhausen up in the rafters at MSG?
The Knicks haven't won since the early 70s. If they won a title, yeah, they'll put Danhausen up in the Garden.
Oh, man. This is the brutal thing. So just before the game started, this guy said, "Please, Hawks, don't embarrass me tonight. I just need to see y'all compete at the very least."
Yeah, man.
And that guy's in a bar somewhere right now, drinking away his sorrows.
He commented like a little later and went, "This isn't right, man. I didn't even ask for a lot."
Right, he didn't even ask for a win. He just wanted to see effort.
He just wanted to see them try, and they weren't even doing that half the night.
Which is what I wanted. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't think Minnesota should have a chance to win tonight, but that doesn't mean that I don't want them to compete. I want them to play hard regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say they'll definitely have to rework that bench a little bit. I think getting someone like Darren Peterson would help them a ton. But yeah, no, they need to get better production from their bench, and that just is going to require better basketball players. When you got Gabe Vincent and like guys like Reese Shea coming off your bench, you probably need to rework it a bit.
Agreed.
Right. To remind you, Reese Shea was the number 1 pick.
He was
last year, and he's already a bench guy.
Hey, another good example of drafting badly. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And kind of what we know about that draft, they probably should have just traded out of the pick.
100%.
Yeah, that draft can't pick in the top 5 rule for like 3 times is interesting. I can't imagine some of these teams with their track record. Like, yeah, like those that Suns team that came away with 3 top 5 picks. Fans would have been heated after that if they couldn't pick in the top 5 again. Oh, DeAndre Ayton, Josh Jackson, and Dragon Bender. What a 3 dynamic players in the top 5.
Man, I'm gonna be real honest. I got it really wrong. I got it so wrong on Josh Jackson. I got it so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was. I didn't say superstar or anything like that, but I thought he was going to be really good at the next level.
Yeah. I mean, that was the name I heard all in Boston. Everybody was like set on Josh Jackson being this next star, at least. I guess the intangibles were kind of there. Like he had the build of a really good player. He played defense and he seemed like he had enough of an offensive game. But yeah, that career, he's basically forgettable right now.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought Josh Jackson. I didn't think he had. I really liked him. I didn't necessarily think he had all the way to superstar, but
Right.
I thought he had the potential to hit like Andre Iguodala on the Sixers level. He's just such
Yeah.
a natural, like switch everything. He can do some playmaking, get to the rim. So
Right.
like yeah, no, I definitely missed on him too. I thought he was gonna be like either a high level role player or just a star level player. Turns out he was neither. Say Dragon Bender, that pick just confused the crap out of me as soon as I saw it, but
But I don't understand teams sometimes because you see what I see, and I don't get it. Like to this day, I never understood the infatuation with James Wiseman. I never understood that.
Yeah. I didn't think he was that impressive at Memphis.
No,
But
he wasn't.
it was like that whole college season, it was like built up as Wiseman as this great prospect. And I agree with you. I didn't see it either.
And I remember when the Warriors drafted him, everybody was like, "This is how they keep the dynasty going." And I was like, "Yeah,
the team that naturally minimizes center usage really needs a center right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Carmike, what's good?
What?
So,
Carmike out after dark? Get out of here!"
Sounds like the name of a stand-up. Carmike, there you go. If you ever get into stand-up comedy, Mo just helped you out.
He must have snuck away from a minute.
So, oh my gosh, Maxie was going for the throat. I'm not even mad at that. Hawks did get dog walked tonight.
That's an
You know what?
understatement.
If they're gonna get blown out, that's fine. That means the Celtics should come out in a bad mood for Game 7. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, Missoula's gonna love this.
So, like, it honestly, if I'm Missoula, I'm using the last quarter to try to get Derek White going.
Right, yeah. And I think Missoula's done that before. Like he'll have White obviously as like the offensive option out there. Because I think they showed him before the game. He's been working on his shot to try to figure out what is not working right now. If you get him going,
all right. Come on.
Oh!
Come on. Drummond hitting threes again. Come on. That's gonna be the highlight of the Sixers season.
Andre Drummond says, "I'll see you in Boston."
That's all right. I still say I think the Celtics are gonna beat the brakes off of them, but that's fine. Good. Look, they've turned it into a great series. Kyle pointed it out. If you're a fan of basketball, Game 7 is not the worst thing in the world. I'm here for it. I want all the Game 7s. I want all the Game 7s.
Right. But you feel like, yeah, Boston, Philly, the history's there. You would love that. I think because even with Minnesota and all the injuries, I feel like that series is very close to probably like a major fight happening that people want to see a Game 7 in that one. And even like Lakers Rockets, like if you're gonna tell me Game 7 and KD decides he wants to grace us with his presence to play in a Game 7, you get LeBron versus KD in a Game 7, I think people would sign up for that too.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, Minnesota's jumped out to a 13-7 lead. Well, 13-9 now.
And if you're Minnesota, you just want to keep it close. Midway through the fourth quarter, if you're in it, you got a chance.
I agree. As long as Minnesota can stay in striking distance, all the pressure shifts to Denver late in the game.
Yep.
I'll say Terrence Shannon's coming out firing. He's being really aggressive right now. Mike Conley's just committing fouls to try to get to the bench, I think.
That's hard, man. That's hard.
But if you're Minnesota and you're a player that's now getting more minutes because of the injuries, why wouldn't you just let it fly? Worst case, you have a game 7 waiting for you anyway. Best case, you close out Denver and you're now being talked about, and probably maybe you get more rotation minutes when, well, I guess DiVincenzo's done for the year anyway. But like even when Ant comes back in a couple of weeks, if you can stretch it out that long, you might be able to carve out some minutes anyway.
That's too predictable of a pass by Jokic.
Spurs are going to be a problem. They're a buzz.
Carmack, we know he's not going to the old folks.
Terrence Shannon, short.
What'd he say?
I said LeBron will milk this retirement talk.
Yeah,
he's going to get everything out of it.
Mr. Passive Aggressive strikes again.
Mm-hmm.
He's
going to want every arena to have a video tribute to him. He's going to want the whole thing.
What? It's all right. Blazers owner won't make a video tribute for him. Too much expensive.
Like we all know, when it comes to the playoffs, like you have the T-shirts on the seats. It's the great scene before, and this dude's like, none of that. We're looking at costs. Like, come on, man. Maybe he bet big money on the Blazers' failure, and now he has to pay some people back.
Could be that. Yeah.
I would say Wolves are just really aggressively just trying to get to the paint. Now, Christian Braun, how do you lose 50-year-old Mike Conley that bad?
Hey.
What does Christian Braun even do? Trying to figure that out all year. Apparently, so is Christian Braun.
I mean, Christian Braun was great when they had Bruce Brown and all those other guys. Now they're slowly taking them away. Christian Braun's become kind of just a guy.
Rudy!
I couldn't have said it better. When they won the title and he was in the role he was in, he looked terrific and he looked like a guy that could go to another level. But then when the rotation became thin and he got more minutes, he kind of got exposed and it showed how limited he was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this is a master class from Rudy these last couple of possessions.
Hey Kyle, let me ask you this: you're a Boston fan. You would know this better than me. Next season, but next season, do you think that Harper's son could crack the rotation?
Yeah, I feel like Missoula likes him, and I wouldn't be surprised if like a couple of years, maybe like a guy like Hauser goes and maybe some deal or something because of a guy like Harper. Because Harper, he kind of fits the mold of some of these role players where he gives you a lot of energy. He can create for himself. And I think if he gets a little better with his 3-point shot, which he's shown in some games where he can knock it down consistently, I think he's a prototypical Missoula type of guy. So I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a bigger role next year.
He has a lot of talent, and I've seen more than a few of his games. Like I'm like, a guy like that who gives you another guy that can create his own shot and maybe be a secondary playmaker. Like I think he would play really well off of Brown, Tatum, and Pritchard. So I was just wondering if there was a role for him. But yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, it was definitely.
I was going to say something that can't happen in this Nuggets game, but you can't have Jokic being passive. I know Rudy's tough, but he's going to have to take that matchup head on. Like, I'm sorry, but Christian Braun should not be leading the team in shots to start this game.
No. And look, I know I said Joker can't lose this series. I still believe that. But even if he loses the series, he's got to lose the series being Joker. You got to shoot the ball. You got to be aggressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's almost like the strategy for Minnesota's right now with using Jokic's wanting to make the right play against him, so they're just leaving Braun open, and he's taking the bait every time.
Yeah. I think even earlier we talked about like Mitchell can't lose to Toronto.
Yeah.
And same thing like Denver, Jokic can't lose to Minnesota. But I think the conversation around Jokic, because he's an MVP, he's a champion, will be, well, Denver failed him this year. How do
Yes.
they fix their roster? Whereas with
Yep.
Mitchell, it's going to be, is Mitchell really that guy? Maybe he's not. So if you're Jokic, yeah, you have a little bit more goodwill built up, even if you lose this series to a wounded Timberwolves team.
No, I'm going full Shams. I'm firing up the trade rumors.
We know
I mean,
Shams
but
only reports on Giannis.
Milwaukee,
That's his only
That's it.
job.
right? Oh, am I the only one that feel like Shams doesn't really give you any breaking news, any actual breaking news?
He doesn't.
Dude, the minute
Even
he
when he
got
tried
beat
to
on,
break, like, he tried breaking WNBA stories, and it was like, or Drea Carter broke that like 2 hours ago, buddy.
it's
I don't
like
know
when he
what.
broke. No, I was just gonna say it's like the Donovan Mitchell trade when he broke it, except Kenny Beecham broke it like an hour and a half before him.
Yeah, Shams is that rare NBA insider that doesn't seem to be very well connected.
Right. But he just happened to be around where, Woj moved on to something else. So
Right.
Shams kind of stepped in.
Feels like the NBA just has the mandate. They give him something. They're like, fine, here. Trade for Jaren Jackson. Go away, Shams.
Yeah, it's like we're paying you for something. Might as well have you report something every once in a while. I love when they bring him on like ESPN programming to talk rumors and stuff. It's like, this guy doesn't know.
Nothing. Doesn't know anything. They bring him on First Take and they keep waiting for like breaking news. He doesn't know anything. Yeah. He knows what you and I and Brett know when he's talking about, well, the Bucks and Giannis are still talking. Like, I can say that. Of course they're having conversations. I get everything he says, I've said.
Right, he'll be like, look for Giannis and the Bucks to talk over the offseason. Well, obviously, I would hope they would.
Right. Hey, while I have you, Kyle, you saw the way the Hornets played the second half of the season. Obviously, the season didn't end on a high note. I guess what I'm asking is, are you a believer of LaMelo Ball as a franchise player or not? Because I acknowledge his talent, but I'm not sold that he's a franchise player.
I'm not either. I feel like if you're Charlotte, you're hoping Brandon Miller takes that role. And LaMelo kind of plays off of him and they become your dynamic duo. That's your hope. You don't want it to be LaMelo as the one,
right?
And you're hoping he can bring along Brandon Miller as his Robin. No, I don't think that's going to work. I think they'll be exciting for stretches, but when we get to late April or May, I don't think the Hornets will be major players if that's the way they're going to go about this. I think they got to probably to make a decision on Bridges as well. Because I don't know if I would trust that three kind of in the role that they are right now. So,
I feel like those three guys you just named, none of them, like you want Brandon Miller, you're right, to step into that role. But you already know LaMelo's not a leader. Not a leader.
Mm-hmm.
He's barely mature. I wouldn't even call him mature. Like, I feel like LaMelo has all the talent in the world, but I don't feel like he takes the game serious.
Yeah.
And I think Miles Bridges, he's not the kind of guy where you're like, he has another level. I think everything he's been to this point, that's who he is. That's who will always be. So I'm not sure what his value would even be in free agency, because we know he's not a 1. I don't even think he's a 2. At best, he's a capable 3rd option or a 4th option or something like that. But he's not necessarily a good defender. He's also had some off the court issues. Like, I'm not sure that a guy like him will be in high demand.
Say one thing that
maybe for a bad franchise like Sacramento, but
say only thing it feels like that'll let the Celtics back into this game. Points with the time not running off, so Paul George can't be getting stupid technicals right now. This is still a game. Obviously, chances it's dwindling, but
yeah, I think like right now it's like if you're Missoula, if you're anybody on that Celtics team, it's like, okay, game 7, we'll be ready on our home floor. I think with this group, Missoula's looking for, I don't know, if it's like Harper to go off, maybe Harper moves up the rotation even into game 7. Or if you get maybe Pritchard just catches fire once again. Because we know Pritchard's a guy that if he's on a heater, like he could win a game 7 by himself.
Agreed. Facts.
So I think that's all Missoula's looking for here. And I think if you're Philly, you'd be happy with the win, obviously. But you want it to be something where like you grind this out, you keep it 20-25 or something like that. You don't want it to be like a 10-12 win at the end of it, because I think Boston could look at that as something to take with them into game 7.
Agreed. I think what I like about Missoula is you can tell he likes coaching. He's into it.
Yes.
Like even in this game right now, they're down, but you can see how he's moving around and talking to them and getting into them. Like, he's fully engaged in this game, and they're kind of getting blown out. But I just think that's the kind of guy he is. He's ultra competitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Missoula's mine. Like, they have it down to 14 now. Missoula's like, he will keep that 5 out there and run the risk of them actually coming back and winning it before he does what a lot of coaches will do. Is like, oh, these bench guys bring you energy, get it down to manageable, then you bring the stars back in, and then they lose it again. Like, Missoula will ride this group out for the last 7 minutes here. He doesn't care.
And I love that. If this group cut it to 14, then this is the group that should finish the game. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, he has Harper out there. Harper just hit that 3 in the corner to force a timeout. So, I look, crazy things have happened.
I don't know. And hey, Sixers better be careful. It's starting to give off the vibes of that 2016 Game 6 when the bench mob for Houston made an insane run. So this game's definitely far from over. So they just got to be careful.
That's one of my favorite playoff games of all time. It really is.
Yeah.
When
that has to be in the back of Embiid's mind.
What is that when you got Josh Smith hitting threes off the backboard? What's the other kid's name? The kid from Florida.
I'll say Corey Brewer.
There it is, Corey Brewer. Yes.
Josh Smith knocking down threes.
Right. All this happening while Harden's on the bench eating Funyuns.
Really just had all the historically bad 3-point shooters get hot at the same exact time.
Yeah. But even for Philly, just a couple of years ago, they had remember that series where I think they were up 3-2, and they had Boston down in game 6 because Tatum couldn't buy a bucket. And they kept letting Boston hang around, and then Tatum had a hot fourth quarter to steal 6, and then game 7, turned into a blowout.
Wait a minute. That was the year that Harden was on the Sixers, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Was that the year where Harden won like 2 games because he played great in 2
Yep.
games? He was awful in 4 games, but he was great in 2 games.
Yeah, I think like game like 1 and 4, he was great.
Yeah.
Every other game, he disappeared. And then game 7, he checked out in the first quarter.
And look, I'm fully on board with anybody criticizing him, but all I said, because it to me it's just facts. He won you 2 games, and he's not your best player.
Yeah.
And so my thing was, where's Embiid at? Because Harden is not the guy that won MVP. That was the year Embiid won MVP and is your best player, and Embiid did nothing.
Mm-hmm. But it's just easy to look at Harden's history and focus on that. I agree with you. I thought in that series he played better than I thought just in those 2 games that he won for them. And I feel like if you're Philly, that should have been enough of Harden's contribution for you, especially with an MVP like Embiid on the team as well.
That was the argument that Gene and I got into, because I was saying that they didn't bring Harden there to be the best player. They brought him there to help the best player, and Harden won 2 games. Like, if he won 2 games, the MVP should be good for 2.
Yeah. Like, if you're before that series, you're like, all right, you got 7 games. Harden's going to win you 2, and you just need Embiid for 2. I think Sixers fans would have signed up for that easily.
Right.
And probably would have thought they probably won that series in maybe 5 or at worst 6 games.
Right. I get it. Harden, because of his history, is low-hanging fruit. I get it. And look, if they lose to the Raptors, you know and I know the first person that's going to get killed is James Harden.
Yep.
But this particular season, the next guy better be Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know what? If they come up short, because I think KD won't be on the Rockets. I don't think they like him. I think those young dudes, I think they can't stand that guy.
Right, because he's not the kind of veteran that you would want as a young player. Like he in some ways might be more immature than a lot of the young guys. If you're 30-something with a burner account, like talking about teammates and stuff like that, that's an issue for me.
I think that's the main issue. You got Amen Thompson and Shangoon and Smith, all those young dudes who are 23, 24 years old, and they're like, yo, this dude got burner accounts talking trash about everybody. Yeah, Udoka's a really smart coach. He knows he's got to get rid of Durant.
Yeah. And crazy thing is, a lot of those young players probably looked up to KD, and then they got to meet him and play with him, and they're probably like, "This guy's kind of a jerk."
I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought that up. I guarantee you, he was at least 3 or 4 of those guys' hero, and then they get to meet him, and it was like, I didn't know he was like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Embiid's down again. It seems like Embiid's not moving as well again.
He really isn't. He really is. I mean, I know he did those push-ups and stuff, but he looks like he's laboring.
Yeah. He's not the most graceful player anyway, but he just looks even more. Yeah, I don't know.
In Boston, they need to get back to involving him in every play. Every play. Because if you involve him, you can get whatever you want because he can't move.
Right. But that's where Horford was valuable against him, because Embiid doesn't want to guard. Yeah, he doesn't want to guard big men on the perimeter.
Yes.
So he would a lot of times just let Horford set the screen, pop out, and he'd stand there and be like, "Well, if you miss it, at least I'll get the rebound." But Horford was just good enough to shoot through that.
Right.
That's where Garza is an interesting player because Garza can shoot the three a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to see the rest of the game how Embiid continues to move around because that's something that could play a big part in a game 7.
I don't know, but if I'm the Sixers, I gotta wonder why Embiid's still in the game.
I think because the Celtics went on that 11-0 run, I guess Nick Nurse probably changed how he was going to approach the fourth. But now, yeah, like 5 or so minutes to go.
5 minutes, you up 20. You better get his big brittle butt out the game.
Right.
And by the way, I like Keldon Johnson, but I think Pritchard should have won 6 Men of the Year again. I don't know how he didn't. I don't think Keldon Johnson had a better season.
This year Pritchard started like 45 games or so.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I'll say Sixers fans started the "We Want Boston" chants again. See if you're still feeling that way after Game 7 tips off.
Yeah, and a lot of them who are chanting that aren't going to travel to Boston either.
That's facts. Look at Pritchard. Pritchard is strong. People don't realize how strong he is.
Mm-hmm.
Pritchard is I know he's short, but he's built kind of like an NFL safety. Pritchard is strong.
I'll say Denver just got to put this game away. Good hit. Got to put this game away early and quick.
I actually like this kid at the free throw line for the Celtics too. Walsh. I like him too. I remember when I first saw him, I made fun of him because he looks like that default player you get in 2K when you're trying to make a player.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't he look like that? That's what he looks like.
Say he's that guy when you send your franchise the 2035 and it's just the random bench dudes.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's a guy who, carved out a role for Missoula by tough defense there's stretches in this game. Missoula had him out there just to guard Maxey. Plus, if you're a Philadelphia sports fan, the Phillies aren't good. You're probably tired of the AJ Brown Eagles talk. At least the Sixers have given you something here.
This is true. Nice fake. Boom. Oh.
No, Sam, I'm worried for Denver if this stays close because obviously, to me, if this game is close at the end, all the pressure's on Denver. Because in all reality, nobody expects Minnesota to win this one.
I don't. I'm being honest. I don't. But
Right.
But you know what? Look, I don't want them to. Again, like I said, I'd rather Denver win the series because I know that Denver and San Antonio would be a legitimate series. I don't want to see the Spurs have an easy path to the finals. I know they're young, they're up and coming, but I want to see them go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go, Tyus Jones. Go argue with the official. Good shot.
It's going to be quiet in the ATL at night.
Nah, they'll just focus on Bulldogs football now.
Oh, this is true. That's right.
Well, I guess the Braves. The Braves are having a good year. They'll pretend like they're Braves fans now. Braves fans are the best organization in the city, and I feel like they get kind of disrespected by the city.
Really? That's crazy.
Like the Atlanta sports dynamic is very weird. Like they view the Bulldogs as like the number one team. So they'll talk Bulldogs football 24/7. Hawks, if the Hawks are relevant, they'll kind of pay attention. Like the past couple of days, Hawks fans were all over the place talking about, we could shock the world and beat the Knicks. And I was like, shock the world, like calm down. But that's the way they viewed it.
Right.
But now that it's over, they might get some play tomorrow on sports radio, but their fans will either stay quiet or want to talk Bulldogs football now. It's weird.
Kyle,
I was just gonna say, I always thought Atlanta was a college sports town anyway.
It is. But I mean, even Georgia Tech had to fight for some part of that because it was basically like Bulldogs, Bulldogs, Bulldogs. Started the Falcons season because I think the Falcons might be the second most popular team here. They will get a little bit of attention, and then if their season falls off, it's back to Bulldogs. Now Georgia Tech enters the conversation a little bit because the past couple of years they've been much better than they were before that. And then every once in a while, the Braves get some buzz. Even though, like I said, out of the pro sports teams, I trust their front office way more than everybody else's.
Kyle, don't worry. I'll call into Atlanta sports radio and give them a topic that you'll have to hear about all day.
I'm making an appointment listen to them tomorrow because I want to hear first what excuse they make for losing to the Knicks. And then I want to hear the absolute off-the-wall trade ideas that Hawks fans will come up with.
Oh, it's going to be wild.
Yeah. The first question will probably be like, so what do you think it'll take to get Giannis? And it'll be like, buddy, give that up. Think we get a LeBron? Sure. What's that going to do for you?
Not a lot.
He says game 7, and Atlanta didn't even try. Yeah. All right. I think at this point, hey, just take them all out. At least get Embiid out of there.
Mm-hmm. Crazy thing is, Missoula will thank the bench crew for forcing Nick Nurse to keep the starters in this long.
Mm-hmm.
Bench crew deserves all the praise for the work they've done tonight.
That's facts.
I mean,
yeah, there it is. PG's out. Yep. Okay, there we go. Why is Maxey still out there?
Maxey seems like the type he just wants the ball.
Sure, but I don't want him to risk getting hurt or anything.
Well, hey, Nick Nurse is.
I'll put Adam Bona at point guard at this point. Like, I don't care. Just get this man out of the game so he doesn't roll an ankle.
Oh man,
Philly sports. Somebody getting up off the bench.
Philly sports talk radio is going to be crazy tomorrow.
Yeah.
There we go. Kelly Oubre. Just let him cook.
And that's
why
I
agree with you because
take Maxey out.
Because Maxey plays so fast. That's where I would be worried in situations like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Maxey doesn't know how to slow down.
I mean, you're going to call it anyway because he hit him, but it wasn't. It was inadvertent, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But no, once again, why is Maxey even in the game right now?
That's my point. Right.
You almost just had him taken out, and for what?
Yeah. Especially when it seemed like somebody was getting off the bench, like the next stoppage, he was probably coming out anyway. If you were going to take out Embiid in them, Maxey is just as important as those two as part of that group. Sit him
Right.
too.
Right, like he wasn't shooting free throws. Just all right.
Yeah, like you said, Mo, I get why they call that, but if you're Harper, it's like he had the ball extended out. I went for it. I missed and hit him in the head.
Right. That's all. It happened, but it was inadvertent. It wasn't a cheap shot.
I feel like we should raise the stakes for Game 7. Whoever loses between Boston and Philly has to sign Christian Wood next year.
Yikes.
Is Christian Wood on anybody's roster right now?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no.
And maybe he's a demon in the G League.
What a waste.
Gonna be a great big three player.
Right.
I don't know. The big three might be too physical for Christian Wood.
That is true. Big three is where guys who just have rage and aggression just go for a few minutes just to take it out on each other.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's a rage fest. That's exactly what it is. Lance Stevenson is there to pick fights with everybody, including teammates.
Yeah, Stevenson, Beasley.
Beasley's another one, crazy as hell.
Look, I just needed it to happen once. All I want is one ISO Joe versus Christian Wood possession on the perimeter, and I'll be happy.
I guess that's why he kept Maxey, so he could have his little moment, and they could bring Kyle Lowry out of the warm-up that probably took him 20 minutes to take off to make an appearance.
Right.
I think Kyle's probably just sleeping at the end of a bench.
Right.
They woke his ass up.
Right.
He's like, huh? What? I'm
What?
playing? Crap.
The Philly fans showing their class.
All right, hey. High pressure situation if you're the Boston Celtics.
I'm gonna roll with the duo that's played in multiple conference finals. I trust them. I trust Missoula.
Hey, if the Sixers make it past Boston, I think at that point anything's possible. That Philly finals run is just going to come in the year we didn't expect it in.
Yeah, as a Boston fan, I can't. I'm not ready for that. I'm already not ready. If it did happen that when you had Sixers, Knicks, and having to hear those conversations.
Oh my God,
No.
the Knicks fan base and the Sixers fan base. Woo.
You got Stephen A. who kind of plays in between both of them. Like, yeah.
He's weird because he's a Knicks fan, but he seems like a fake Knicks fan. I don't know.
Can you imagine if we got on one side of the East Sixers, Knicks, and the other side Raptors Magic?
Oh my
It would be genuinely the most hilarious timeline we could be in for the East.
Raptors Magic will be the ugliest series you've ever seen.
They're going to set basketball back by 40
people who
years.
didn't see 90s basketball, if you want to know what 90s basketball was like, they will tell you.
That's facts. That's facts.
I was going to say it's just going to be like both of them running into each other. Like one game is going to go over 100 points combined.
Yeah, you'll get like 88, 83 games, and people will be like, "Oh, this is terrible." It's like, well, this is what the 90s were.
It's at Game 7. It's going to be like 52-52 in the middle of the third, and we're going to be like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, one of those great 73-69 games that you're just like, okay. But physicality.
No, absolutely. But yeah, no, that was our fun watch along. Of course, Kyle, thanks for tuning in. Mo is, it's always great having you, sir.
Oh, it was a blast, man. I'm glad to hop on with you guys. So yeah, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, hopefully do a couple more throughout the playoffs. I'll just see what next round looks like. See who's playing next Thursday. But yeah, anytime you want to join us, Kyle, you're always more than welcome, sir.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, look, I'll definitely do some more of them.
Say anything you want to add before we get up and out of here, Kyle?
I guess just passion and precision tomorrow, and Jory and I are maybe key, but we're ready to give you another good episode.
Absolutely. Anything you want to promote, Mo?
No, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate hopping on with you. Thank you guys so much in the chat for all the energy, the questions, the comments, and just tune in to N1 next week.
Absolutely, and then just to get it out there, normally I would say check out Meaty Boys on Monday. However, I only have one day off next week Thursday, so we'll figure out which day we're going to get you Meaty Boys. Probably end up doing On the Ball and one next Thursday, so you're probably getting a double whammy next Thursday. So that being said, we thank everybody for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your night.